Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Dudes One Garage. We're gonna go ahead and go through this real quick. Market cap. You actually want to say something?
Welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying. We got this other bottle to check out in a moment, but yeah, price has been down the last month or two. Kind of touched on the last podcast, just to numerous factors of inflation, war, um, the Fed, all that fun stuff. So we're not really surprised all the stuff is kind of down, but I think it'll be fine. Give it a couple months.
Today is February 25th. Today's crypto market cap is 1.78 trillion. We're actually up from post Ukraine Russian war, which dipped down pretty low. So let's go ahead and run through these numbers. Bitcoin sitting at 39,000. It's not bad. Yeah, I was thinking yeah, I was like thinking about 33, like that dreadful 33, because if it hits 33 and it doesn't have any resistance, like it's gonna go down, dude. It's gonna go down to 20s. But yeah, it's at 39. Cool. Ethereum 2787. Awesome. We have XRP at 76 cents. Cardano 90 cents. Terra Luna, I skipped one. Solana $91.57. Terra Luna $73. Binance Coin, that's not that's a stable coin. Polkadot almost $18. Doge 12 cents. That's pretty much like.
Shiba is basically unreadable with too many zeros.
Yeah, Shiba is like a bad savings loan.
If someone knows how to even say that, let us know.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's a bad savings loan interest rate. That's what that is. That's a bad interest rate.
Yeah, that's what it's been at for so long. It just goes up.
So yeah, so this is pretty much our view of the crypto market as of today. Let's see what we can get into today.
A little bit of market recovery.
Yeah,
looking a little bit better.
Market recovery and these rug pulls here, man. Look at these rug pulls. Shibatron, 1,100%. Dude, that's like someone started a coin and put $10 in there, and they're like, it's 1,100% from zero. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so Coinbase plans 200K employee hiring spree this year. I wonder what they're gonna hire for. Honestly,
I don't know. I just pulled this article up because I think it's just really good. Basically adoption and arguments that regardless of the price, things are looking good. Things are being built out. If you're paying any attention, it's pretty obvious things are going up. So Coinbase, the largest U.S. cryptocurrency exchange by trading volume, will hire up to 2,000 people this year as it seeks to take advantage of opportunities in the development of the Web3 and other areas. Chief People Officer LJ Brock said in a blog post Tuesday, the company plans to expand its product, engineering, and design teams. We believe the industry is in its infancy and that building on-ramps for individuals to participate is critical to driving the next-gen use case of crypto, Brock wrote. Coinbase will be adding new products to expand its offerings and hosting general content such as NFT and Coinbase Wallet. I actually saw the Coinbase Wallet. I haven't checked it out yet, but I think that was released this week, which is pretty cool. Coinbase job candidates should prioritize clear communication, efficient execution, and continuous learning among other qualities. According to the post, they should take a mission-focused approach to their work. Yeah, so it's all good news, I think, in that sense. You have any thoughts on that?
yeah, I mean, it's growing fast. I'm pretty sure they're trying to develop it. Their IT department, their customer support, all kinds of parts of the department, because they understand where it's going and what they're trying to grow. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not just trying to be a platform. You know what I mean? They're trying to be more than a platform. They're trying to be a area where you can come and pick up, NFTs and decentralized apps. Thank you.
Okay, really quick, we're just going to sample this, not do anything too crazy. Yeah, so this is called Barrel Dovetail. It's barrel strength, 61%. It's finished in rum, port, and Cabernet barrels. I've been looking at this for a long time. Wanted an excuse to buy it. Opened it for another good occasion recently. I thought I'd bring it down to our show. Good stuff. They make some high-end, quality bottle. So I don't know. See what you think.
All right, let's give it a shot. Cheers.
It's hot. Another hot one. That's tasty though.
Damn.
That's a better sipper. You handled that. You're ready to go. This is the end of the night for you, huh?
I'm done.
Yeah. This has a lot of really nice flavors of like sweet and like cherry on like because there's a bunch of wine and rum that it's soaked in, so spices and like sweet. It's really nice. I'm happy I got it. I actually got it for a discount because it went down after a little bit. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Just a little fun taste. So, anyways,
there we go. All right.
Anything else besides being super hot? Just hot, huh?
Yeah. I think my palate's fried from the previous, so I'm just like.
The episode before we did do the full barrel proof Elijah Craig, which is really heavy. So it's good stuff, but it blew him out. So he's smoking the dragon breath over here. Yep. Understandable. Apparently I'm immune or something. I don't know. It doesn't bother me.
MIT Boston Feds give digital dollar CBDC a modest test run. Blockchain's based architecture was deemed not a good match as researchers weigh several technological designs. The world recently got a sneak peek at what a digital dollar, or at least one component of a hypothetical United States central bank digital currency, CBDC, might look like, courtesy of the Project Hamilton and collaborating efforts of the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and MIT Digital Currency Initiative. So MIT has a digital currency initiative.
At least playing around.
Yeah, so I really, you know what I mean? I want to know who these people are. Are they just a bunch of dorm kids that messed around with a little bit of Doge, and they're like, oh yeah, I got Doge and I staked some of this and I did this and this.
Staked some Doge nose.
Yeah, and I bought a Doge nose off of I am immutable, and it was like 20 Ethereum, and I'm like, it's a good, good hedge to inflation on that one. That Doge nose is a good hedge,
Nice.
Anyways. The result of the project first phase was originally expected last summer, were released in February 3rd. The project announced in 2020 is named honor of Alexander Hamilton, the first U.S. Treasury Secretary, Margaret Hamilton, and MIT Stafford, who contributed to NASA Apollo program. The researchers developed an open source model of transactions processing software and open CBDC, the agnostic project researchers in the project white paper that technological policies are highly interpreted and these choices are more granular and with more permutation than permutation.
This is a crazy one.
I just want to say a shout out to whoever wrote this article. It was not designed for someone who's been sipping Coronas and drinking bourbon to read, because it's a mouthful, bro. It's like, this researchers noted that the project with white paper's technological and policy choices are highly interpreted. Like, let me just break out my thesaurus and say because and put permutations and commonly instead of saying discuss only the models, and so he literally just substituted because and like
permutation is a great word. Apparently I've written a couple more papers.
Yeah. So anyway.
I did a little English communication major. I get it.
There you go. Like, this person really went through the thesaurus on this one, which yeah. He just wanted. He's just been like, dude, these people think they know something. Let me show them they don't know.
Let me make them doubt it.
Yeah, let me make them doubt let me make them doubt their reading capabilities and their vocabulary on this one.
I hope they're drinking a bunch of whiskey.
Yeah, I hope they're drinking beers and whiskeys and just like. I love it. And they're on YouTube too at the same time.
I hope they get embarrassed.
Yeah, hopefully they just put their
hope people leave comments.
Yeah.
You can't read.
Can't read this permutation and commonly discussed.
I love it.
Okay, onwards. So he put quote unquote only one of the models used distributed ledger technology, and it turns out to be less satisfactory solution with technologies described as not needed. The distribution ledger model was not a good match for the project due to its performance. The project assumed administered by central actors and models was modified accordingly. However, it created performance bottlenecks and it required that several transaction processors maintain transaction history slowly through significant and alternate models, two-phase committee architecture support, quote unquote, a range of potential privacy options without central storage and transaction histories. Although the researchers acknowledge that this presents greater challenges for auditing. So he pretty much just, in other words, said, it's too open source. It's not as lucrative or secretive as I thought. And, like everyone makes it seem like it's like untrackable and traceable. Like he just said, it's a privacy issue. Of course. It's a ledger. It's not a vault. You know what I mean? So anyways, the distributed ledger model has, peak through approximately 170,000 transactions per second, while competing models, while processing transactions on parallel multiple computers, had through 1.7 million transactions per second and linear capabilities with the additions of several servers. He pretty much just stated something that was like, oh yeah, the blockchain does this many transactions, and yeah, go ahead.
The second, apparently last phase of the project, Hamilton, will determine technical and performance trade-offs associated with various designs. Researchers have promised to look at privacy, audibility, programmability, interoperability, and more. Boston Fed Executive Vice President Jim said in a press call that we will be defining a number of use cases and focus on different design and possibility policy questions, adding, for example, if one policy was to maximize privacy and the other is to stop criminal activity, those create conflicts from a technological perspective and how you design the system. The release of the Hamilton Project 1 phase results come simultaneously with China's attempt to scale up its rollout of digital yen at the Winter Olympics. The contrast between the United States and China's level of CBDC development could not be starker, and those behind Project Hamilton took pains not to overstate the project's place in America's CBDC development. MIT Digital Currency Initiative Director Narla said in a statement, "It is important to note that this project is not a comment on whether or not U.S. should use CBCD, but work like this is vital help to determine the answer to that question. The policy conversation around digital bank currency is still in its infancy. The scattershot nature of this conversation is apparent at a glance. The Fed steadfastly refuses to take a stance on it, reiterating the neutral position in the paper last month." So basically, pretty interesting stuff. I like that they're at least doing research and checking things out, and that they have a neutral stance, because it's great that they can just be honest and say, we don't know. Like, it's very complicated. There's a lot of implications. We're not really sure. And then a lot of people that already do crypto probably don't really care. Like, they got the things they like, whatever. Maybe they'll dabble and it's a great stable coin, honestly, if it's backed by the government, I think. We haven't even seen it, and it doesn't exist yet. It's in infancy. It's not being like supported by them. If it comes out in the next couple of years, I wouldn't be surprised by any means, but it'd be probably one of the better stable coins for sure. But it's just cool to see they're playing around with this, like the potential of a government coin. And also they're not like shutting everything down like China. Like China's like, oh, we're getting rid of Bitcoin, and you got to use, like, they did like basically like an airdrop of, like, I don't know, tens of thousands of, I don't know if it's like $30 to $50 of their digital currency to people that they could, I think they were called like digital red packets or something like that, because I could be wrong about this, but I think in the Chinese New Year or something like that, they give out like little red packets. They're supposed to be money. So instead of digital that the government was giving out, it's like, oh, use this, so trying to get people adopted, kind of like El Salvador, like gave out their wallet and stuff and gave people a little bit of money just to get used to and try to use it. So, this is all an interesting conversation. I kind of like that. I like the conversation. What do you think?
Yeah, as far as them trying to run their own cryptocurrency, I just really hope they don't get any pointers off of China.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I think they know better.
Yeah, they know better. But if anybody that's listening isn't aware of what China did, I think it was like 6 months ago. They came out with their own cryptocurrency, and it was pretty much a communistic cryptocurrency because they used it to control their people. They're like, this is a neat idea. We can actually control people with it. They literally were giving people their salaries with this, and the money literally had an expiration date where
That's true, yeah.
where we'll give you this money, and if you don't use this money you can't save it, you can't hoard it. If you can't use it, it's going to expire. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that was more of a stunt to get them to stimulate their own economy, or it was a stunt to like say, hey, we're only giving you what you need, and we're just trying to find that ratio medium to control, like, oh, you don't need 5,000 yen or whatever their currency is. You need 3,000 because we've seen your transaction histories and you only spend this much a day. This is what you need, your necessities to survive. I don't know, man. It's really controlling, man. It's pretty crazy. But anyways, I don't think the U.S. is going to do that. No. I think they're just trying to get in on it because why let other people make money when you can make money with your money?
Yeah. China's always interesting, right? Seems like they're always doing
They
something.
always do like the extreme.
They're doing something fancy again. Yeah. Something. What's the other word? I don't know. Eccentric, right? Yeah. Well, I think part of the reason they only gave a time frame, and I don't remember the time frame, is because they wanted to incentivize people to get used to using the digital, and then to kind of push it out, and like other people talk about it, word of mouth kind of thing, like, oh, this is part of society now, right? So it's like you only give them like a month to decay to use this money, then of course they're going to try it out. And so I just really don't like, and something Joe Rogan's talked about on his is like some of the things that we've done in the sense of just accepting all these things, as China has, they actually, so they have like cameras everywhere. And if you do something, they think it's you, they'll take money out of your account automatically. It's even easier to do with the digital currency they gave you. Right. But Joe Rogan argues that the more that we just accept like government policy and like all the stuff, that eventually we're going to get to a point of a social credit score. And I don't really think that's going to happen. I think there's way too much pushback, but I still think that point is correct. Like, don't accept everything because it's going to help you, and the government's going to save you forever, because eventually, like, it's too much power, right? So also, I think some of this was just talking about stablecoins, so it's kind of like not really their own like complete system. Like, I'm not totally against like a government stablecoin if I know it's backed and everything. Like, it's better than Tether or a lot of other things that just claim that, like, yeah, we just have the money on reserve and we're fine, right? So I don't know how much I would use it, but I feel like it is like a lot more like safer and is backed. Like, if at least other people want to use it, play around with it a little bit. I'm sure it'll be a thing within the next 5 to 10 years, pretty safe to say, but we'll just have to see, right? Any more thoughts?
Yeah, that's very true. They did this as just a stable coin. They're not really trying to create a whole blockchain or anything like that, or currency, or promise us any type of future,
You'll be
incentive,
free or we'll control you. They're not promising either.
Yeah. They're not like we're gonna decentralize or centralize. You know what I mean? Or we're
not taking your crypto away so we can make digital U.S. currency stablecoin.
Yeah. We're not creating this and then banning everything else. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's very interesting to see. I just think it's interesting. I just want to know the people in MIT, like, what's your background in cryptocurrency? Because I mean, it's so fairly new and like it's like developing so fast. Like, what did you get? A bunch of like developers and programmers. What did you do today? I was like, I developed an app. it's close to D-App. Come with us. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or I hung out with Vitalik. You know, I'm his third cousin. You know what I mean? Like, I know every inside and out. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, you come with us too. You know what I mean? Like, who is this dream team at MIT? That's what I want to know.
All I have to say about this is thankfully younger people like can kind of see what's already going on in DeFi, and they can kind of go, oh yeah, that's the idea, that's the end goal, that's the end game, right? Whereas they're not going to be suckered into the concept of like, oh, we need to manipulate and control everybody. It's like they understand the benefits and everything, I think, from what the space has already been a good example of. So I think a lot of, for whatever reason, young people are open to the ideas. It really shouldn't be like segregated by age, but I don't know why. A lot of people, like you hear Congress and stuff talking about all this stuff, and they can't quite grasp like, what is this? What is this? Freedom and anonymity and all this stuff. And it's like young people just like soak it up. It's like, oh yeah, I understand. And if they are in MIT and they're young, then they'll support these like kind of goals. And I think that's really good. We always want younger people who like see the bigger vision of crypto, you know? So yeah, that's kind of where I land on that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's totally awesome. But one of them guys in that group knows one of, you know, they're close relatives to USDT or something like that. Cause like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, who's your brother? Oh, he runs USDT up in the Bahamas. So like, oh, come with us. Yeah. I'm just interested. Honestly, I'm just like intrigued by the government going to MIT instead of hiring some of these actual developers and stuff like that. You know,
It seems like this is the way it usually goes.
yeah,
They
you
do
know,
at schools. They play
yeah,
around.
yeah. The government wants to go somewhere where
Doesn't cost them anything.
yeah, it doesn't cost them anything, and then they can just, you know, have someone credible. You know what I mean? Instead of just hiring like, you know, Vitalik or whoever, you know, or Charles Hoskinson. You know what I mean? Instead of calling that guy up and being like, hey man, can you school us on this? They rather go to, you know, MIT, which is, you know, credible.
Well, it gives them a buffer if you're doing research, which you are doing research, but it's like you're not deploying something in the real world and looking like an idiot, you know? Or you're like, oh, I'm doing research for a couple of years, so I know what the hell I'm talking about. That's fair, you know? But the government does that so often with other things that it doesn't surprise me they're doing this at all. And good. Like, I'm constantly wondering what's going to come in the next couple of years. Like, it's going to be an interesting place, right?